Hi, I'm Nazima and welcome back to the NIOS video recording part 2 for chapter 1. Okay, for NIOS grade 10 chapter 1, this is part 2 and let's go ahead. Let's check it out. What are we going to learn in this chapter? This part So once again, welcome. And the next, we are going to learn more about grammar topics. In the chapter part 1, Snake Bite, we have done the explanation of the story. In this topic, we are going to do the grammar skills, and along with that, there's a writing skill that has been mentioned in this. So we're going to do the writing skill as well. Well, what can you see on the screen? To the right-hand side of the screen, what is visible? You're right. There's a girl who is walking, running. Hmm? Oh, yeah, she's jumping. Oh, she tumbled. Exactly. So, if you remember, what are all these? If in the grammar, in the part of speech, okay, what part of speech are they categorized? Yes, they are verbs. They're absolutely right. They're action words, which tells you how the action, okay, the girl is walking, sleeping. You're right. Now, what is an adverb? Have you ever described how this something happens? Maybe the first girl is walking slowly. Yeah, in the second picture, she has paced up. She's walking fast. So what are we doing? We're describing, right? We're describing the verbs. Okay. The door opened suddenly. Okay. So suddenly is an adverb. Adverb. The word itself tells you that it is telling you more about the verb. Okay. So now, have you ever read stories? I'm pretty sure you might have read stories, right? Some stories you do like, some you dislike. You like the stories because of the characters. Sometimes you like the setting, the plot, the climax. Well, your taste keep on changing, right? Yes. Okay, so could you tell me the story that you really like the best and the character that you like the best? Great, great. So let's come to the teaching part. Part A is going to be regular and irregular verbs. Students, when I say regular and irregular verb, it's a very simple differentiation. Okay, it's amazing and it's very simple rule that we need to follow. When I say regular, past tense, we are talking about past tense. So when I say about regular past tense, it means that we are adding ed. So most of the past tense are formed by adding ed to the verb. For example, it's play. I added ed to it and it became played. Last night, I played with my pet in the garden. Call is a present tense. Called. I called my mom immediately when I got hurt last morning. Are you getting it? So these verbs which take up ed, all right, they take up ed to form the past tense, these verbs are known as regular verbs. They are considered as regular verbs. But there are certain verbs which are irregular. Do you know what, students, I call them? It's very funny. I call them naughty verbs because they do not follow this rule. They do not follow this rule of taking ed to form a past tense. Go doesn't take ed and makes good. Have you ever spoken like that? That's grammatically absolutely wrong. So certain verbs which do not follow the rules of the past tense by adding ed, these verbs are known as regular verbs. For example, go becomes went. The past tense of go is went. Wow. Run. I ran immediately when I saw my father. Ran. He's talking about something that has happened. Catch. Caught. The police caught the thief yesterday in the garden. Or maybe he was trying to steal something. Any other examples that you would like to tell me? Yes? Yes. Fell will become fall. Yes. Fall will become fell. You're right. What's the other one? Come on, think of it. Yeah, think. Why not take think? The past tense of think is thought. Great. What else? Feel. Okay, let's take one more example. Feel. Oh, I felt very happy yesterday when India won the match. So are you getting what I'm trying to teach you? Irregular verbs. Irregular verbs, they do not follow the rule of taking ed as the past tense. They don't add it up. Okay. And can we have one more last example before we go to the part B? The next example, okay, why not? We can take is tell becomes told. Great job. So moving on to the next part of our video, it's the adverbs, right? The part B is going to be about adverbs. All right. So let's go ahead. Yes. By the end of this lesson, kids, you are going to understand what are regular and irregular verbs. You're going to use adverbs in your writing skill, okay? Which is going to make your writing skill more richer, okay? It's going to fetch you more marks. And finally, in the writing skill, we are going to write a character sketch, okay? So here, can you see that? Yes, she's Red Riding Hood. All the way from her granny's house, from her mom's house. She's going to her granny's house with a basket full of fruits. You're right. And here are a few more. fairy tale princesses. Yes. So these are few character sketches which are, when we write a story, that is one of the very, very important topic of describing your characters. Yes. So she's Red Riding Hood. There's Cinderella, looking so simple and sweet. The mermaid, Rapunzel, with the long curly hair, blonde. That's Snow White. Yes. And how can we forget Beauty and the Beast? Great. The part B is adverb. The word itself tells you that it is going to add some more meaning to your verbs, right? Adverbs describe how, when, where, or to what extent an action happens. Let's observe this small picture. Okay, so in this there are four activities happening. A boy is reading, a girl is walking. Over here, let's name them. Tim is sleeping, and over here, Mary is singing. So how is this boy reading? If you can look at this word after reads, yes. So Sam reads carefully. He's a good boy. He's a studious boy. So when he reads, he's full of concentration. So he's reading carefully. Okay. Tina walks slowly. She's quite conscious about her self. And when she walks, she's walking slowly. Okay. And this character over here, he sleeps quietly. No snoring. Okay. So he's peacefully sleeping. Maybe he had a hectic day. And over here, yes, Ruby is sings beautifully. She's got a beautiful vocal cords. So that's why she sings beautifully. So all these words which are here, carefully, slowly, quietly, beautifully, all these are adding some meaning to the actions. Now, this is the example from our lesson Snake Bite. The word is quickly. When it saw me, it moved away quickly. So who is saying that, if you can recall? Raja, you're right. So when the snake saw Raja, it started moving away quickly and hid in the coconut shell. You're right. Slowly, the snake was crawling slowly. See how beautifully it gives more meaning to the sentence. If you think of the sentence, the snake was crawling. Yeah, it sounds so plain. It sounds so boring, I would rather use this word. But the moment I use this adverbs, the snake was crawling slowly. So it gives more emphasis to the sentence, right? To the action. Okay, the third part we are going to do is character sketch. Yes, so what is a character sketch? Wow, that's a little Red Riding Hood with beautiful scarf around her brown hair. Just observe it. Her blue sparkling eyes, chubby cheeks. Great. And if you see her hairstyle, it's, yeah, it's a blunt cut. Yes. Beautiful eyelashes, a small tiny nose, and a bright smile on her face. Exactly. There's a Cinderella all sitting sad in her dark room, where she's waiting for her godma to come and, like, give her that blessings and that magic charm which will take her to the ball. And how can we forget our Peter Pan? Yes, the full of adventurous Peter Pan. So what does a character sketch mean, students? A character sketch is a short description of a person in the story. Got it? When you write a story and you are introducing your character, please make use of a short description, maybe of 2 to 3 sentences, and add it to it. Because that's how you're going to increase the number of words in your stories. By the end of the grade 10, you are supposed to write stories, right? Or some kind of writing skills. So using the words, using the description of the character, we can increase the length of a story. Now, what are the 3 important things that you need to remember? Yes. The first foremost is the physical appearance. Now let's look at Peter Pan. Looking at Peter Pan, what comes to your mind? He is a boy of, how old you might think is Peter Pan? Yeah, any guesses? Peter Pan is down about 10 to 12 years old boy. He's thin, slim, exactly. So these 2 things can be added. He has got, yes, he has got an oval shape, or you can say a round shape face. Yes, burgundy hair. Yeah, all these things can be added on. Yes, and round eyes. You can talk about the chin. Yes, you can talk about the eyes. You can talk about the nose. You can talk about the smile. You can do that, right? So that's how we are going to go ahead with the physical appearance. Next comes the personality trait. When we talk about the personality trait, like what kind of person is, here we are going to use adjectives. Yes, so Peter Pan is a adventurous boy. Yeah, he's full of tricks. And he's very creative. Okay, and he has the magical charm to go around and bring magic in people's life. Red Riding was an obedient girl. Yeah, she obeys her mom and goes to grandma all the way through the forest. Cinderella herself is such a naive girl. Yes, very kind, very soft-hearted. So all these are going to be added in the personality traits. Next come actions and behavior. So you can add 2 to 3 sentences about what kind of behavior. Here again, we are going to add up there some adjectives to describe the characters. So are you getting what exactly we are talking about character sketches? It talks about the short description of the person in the story. So that doesn't mean that how much of a characters you're going to add in your story, you have to. Okay, there's no hard and fast rule that you have to describe each and every character. What you can do is, the few main characters can be described in detail. Okay? So the name and the age, yes. Appearance, his build. Some might be strongly built. When you talk about Hulk, yes. Complexion, fair, dark, okay? Wheatish. The type of the hair and the length. Mrs. Brown has got long, silky hair, you can say. Color and shape of the eyes, nose, lips, face can be added. And depending on the purpose of the writing paragraph, we can also include their hobbies. Mrs. Brown is an English teacher, or she's a literature teacher, and such kind of. So while writing a descriptive paragraph, students, we generally use the adjectives, okay? And when writing such paragraphs, give the details, okay? Okay. Now we come to the part. So we have understood what exactly is needed when you are writing stories. Stories would feel boring, right? If we don't have adverbs and adjectives and verbs. So let's pause and think, okay? What would happen if there were no adverbs in the stories? You're right, the stories would be boring. Now let's think of a verb, okay? Run. How does the meaning change when you say run quickly? Run lazily. It makes sense, no? Just using the verb run, and then when you add run quickly or run lazily, it makes sense to the sentences. So what have we learned, students, today? We have understood how verbs and adverbs create actions and mood. Okay, when you're reading, when you're writing, okay, they are just like, adding spices to the food. And why do we learn grammar? Have you ever thought this into a deeper sense? Yes, grammar not only makes our stories grammatically correct, the sentences are structured, but it also arranges, it makes the reader exactly proficient in grammar. It makes the person proficient in reading. And finally, we also learned how to write a paragraph describing people, right? Now let's check your understanding, okay? So right from the verbs to the adverbs and how we are supposed to write a character sketch. Let's see, okay? Raja ran. So this is one sentence that I'm giving out to you. You copy down it in your notebook. Now what you're supposed to do, rewrite the above sentence in 3 different ways by adding different adverbs. So your time starts now. Go ahead. Oh, great. So these are my examples. Raja ran quickly. Raja ran fearfully. Oh, Raja ran excitedly. Okay, so maybe when Raja saw some unknown person was following him, he ran quickly. He was scared. Maybe in the second sentence also, Raja ran fearfully when he saw some shadow was crawling behind him. And when Raja came to know that his aunt has come from US after 5 years, he ran excitedly back to home. So this is how verbs and adverbs, which are a part of your chapter 1 snake bite, I have explained it out to you along with the character sketch. The text itself have the character sketches of Raja, the character sketch of the old man, the character sketch of grandfather and grandmother. Okay, so we generally make use of the description, the descriptive part in stories. So that's all for today. And thank you. And we'll meet in the next video where I'm going to start with chapter 2, where the squirrel, why does the squirrel has its strips. Until then, goodbye and have a great time.